Good morning, learners. Welcome to today's lesson. We are starting another topic. We started from behind and we talked about government of Kenya. We are through with law, peace and conflict resolution, and now we are on democracy and human rights. Democracy and human rights. So, what is democracy? What is democracy? In school, where we learn, we usually, at times in other schools, people usually elect their own prefects. They have to elect their own prefect. So that electing their own prefect, that is democracy, because they are allowed to participate themselves without being imposed. Somebody coming and saying, this is your prefect of what? You elect your own people. That is an example of democracy. So what is democracy? Democracy means the rule of the people, the rule of the people by the people. And for the people. It is a rule. So, when we are electing ourselves, the rule for the people and by the people meaning it's the people who are electing their leaders, and for the people themselves. It's not for goats, it's not for cows, it's not for pigs, it's for the people. You are ruling yourselves. So, where you are allowed to, people are also treated equally here. Democracy meaning people are treated equally. People are treated equally. Democracy meaning everyone is going to be treated equally. There is nobody who is going to be discriminated. And in Kenya, we have two types of democracy. In Kenya, we have two types of democracy. It is a rule. I say democracy is a rule of the people, by the people themselves, and it is for the people, not for the cows. It's for the people to rule themselves. And everybody is treated equally. There is nobody who is going to be discriminated. Now we have said in Kenya we have two types of democracy. Two types of democracy. We have two types of democracy. One is direct democracy. Direct democracy. Or participatory democracy. So in exam you can find these two types of democracy. These are this type of democracy, and it has two types of name. This is direct or participatory democracy, and another we have indirect democracy. Indirect democracy, or we have representative democracy. Democracy. So, mind the two words. Participatory is the same as direct democracy, and representative is the same as indirect democracy. So, there are two types of democracies in Kenya. Participatory or direct. Now we are going to start with direct democracy. We are going to start with direct democracy. What is direct democracy? Direct democracy is where, here is like example I've said, the class prefect, the school prefects, pupils electing their own school prefects. Electing our own prefects, here electing on prefects in school. Like class 5, you can decide the whole class 5 will vote for whoever they want. Or the school head, we have a head boy in school. The head boy is elected by fellow pupils, not only the teachers, on pupils, the pupils themselves. Here is the pupils themselves, they elect on prefect. That is direct democracy, meaning where all members take part in decision making. Direct democracy, all members take part in decision making. This is commonly done where there are a lot of people. Here, all members, I'm giving example for school so that you can understand. Everybody in a school, people in a school takes part in electing those prefects or the leaders they want. All members participate in taking, and in Kenya, we are talking about Kenya, we are not talking about the school. The school is just an example, I was just giving an example. But direct democracy usually takes place during election. This takes place during election, during general election. So during the general election, which is held, this is held after every 5 years, which is held after every 5 years. After every 5 years, every individual above 18 years, this is above 18 years, takes part in electing their leaders. Elect the president, we elect our MCAs. This is as long as you have an ID card, you are allowed to participate. That is where you now are allowed to participate in this general election to elect our leaders. So this is known as direct democracy. Direct democracy, every member is allowed to participate in decision making. Like here in Kenya, it is during the general election where every member of every individual above 18 years is allowed to take a vote. Then they vote the leaders they want, either the president, either the MCA, MPs, and so on. Now let's go to indirect. Let's go to indirect democracy. Indirect democracy. Indirect democracy. This is where we elect the members, we elect someone takes decision on our behalf. Someone or leaders takes decision, makes decision, on behalf of a group of people. Example, we go to the general election after every 5 years. We go to the general election. After going for the general election, we elect the members of parliament. Here we elect members of parliament. After electing these members of parliament, they will be making, when they go to parliament, they make decision on behalf of the people who elected them. They make decision on behalf of people who elected them. That is known as representative. It is them to make the decision. It is them to change if the laws are changed. It is the members of parliament who will change the decision, not us. As we did, the common people went for direct democracy. They elected these leaders. After electing these leaders, then the leaders, the members of parliament, the senators, here we have senators, or MCAs, county representatives, members of county assembly, they usually make decisions on behalf of the people. So that is indirect democracy. Elected representatives make decisions on behalf of their people. That is also our characteristics there. And a conclusion arrived. A conclusion arrived. A conclusion arrived. A conclusion arrived at by the elected members. By the elected members, assumed to be the will of the people. Assumed to be the will of the people. Here meaning that, this means that whatever these members of the parliament will decide, whatever the members of parliament or those leaders whom we elected, whatever they are going to decide, it is assumed that, I'm saying here assumed, it is assumed that the people whom they represent are the ones who have talked. That is why when you go to the parliament, you see they fighting, the argument saying the place, like right now, they are the revenue sharing of the revenue. Here, it is the senators. They went there to represent. Whatever will be decided by these senators, whatever they are going to decide, it will be assumed that the people they represent have already decided. They go with whatever will come up with. So the leaders there are going to debate. After debating, whatever they are going to come in, it will be the will of the people. So we elected them there to represent us. I'll be sending questions to you on the types of democracy. So keep reading, revising at home.